this guy who is popular with the hardcore wrestling fans, so to speak, and it's you just gotta pull the trigger, I think. But the problem is you have so many guys now that are coming back from injury who have showed everybody the higher brass that they could hold their own, and the fans are getting behind them and they can wrestle. So what better way is to have this, I guess you could say, brand split come July, and I think it's great to do, because if not, you're just going to have guys in the back wasting their talents, and it's unfortunate.
But the WWE kind of did a disservice to both Roman Reigns and AJ Styles. You put AJ Styles in these high-profile matches, you know he's over with the fans, and it does a disservice to Roman Reigns, who you're trying to push as the face of the company. And AJ Styles gets all this fanfare, and then, you have AJ Styles lose both matches.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I can think of is that WWE is playing with us, and something is up their sleeve, and something is going to happen with Roman Reigns, regardless if he loses the title, he turns heel. Because if you remember history, they had his cousin, Rock, come in, and he wasn't a fan favorite. He was getting booed left and right. And then finally they're like, you know what? We're going to make him heel. And he just went with it, and he worked the crowd and got behind the crowd and made them hate him even more. And it worked wonders for him.
I'm coming to the point where I think that they would turn Dean Ambrose heel before they'd ever turn Roman Reigns heel. That's where I'm coming to. I mean, they've had chance after chance to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do it. They forced the AJ Styles heel turn.
Well, we saw on Monday night, we saw that he gave Roman Reigns the dirty deeds. So was that a hint?
I don't think that was. I think that was more of, because he has a chance to win Money in the Bank,
mm-hmm.
and he wants to show that he's a part of it as well. So I don't think that has anything to do with that. But the Money in the Bank briefcase is meant for a heelish character. The heels play it off way better than a face does. That surprise element is way better for a heel. Maybe he doesn't turn heel until he wins the title. But I just don't see Roman Reigns, them turning Roman Reigns heel. They're so invested in Roman Reigns as this face. We've called for it. We've asked for it. We've done this with John Cena, and they've never done it. So it's hard for me to just think that they're just going to turn Roman Reigns at a drop of a dime. I mean, we all thought they were going to do it when Seth Rollins came back, and Seth Rollins just went straight back to being the heelish character that he was.
Well, one name that stands out to me that won the Money in the Bank, and he was a face, and it worked and was behind the crowd, was Dolph Ziggler, if you remember that.
He was not, though. Dolph Ziggler was not a face when he won the briefcase, and when he won the title, he wasn't a face either. He was behind the New Jersey crowd that was built after WrestleMania, that huge crowd, and they were so over for him and tired of Del Rio's title run. Two faces that won, Rob Van Dam.
Yeah.
He won. And the first time that CM Punk won. And those title reigns didn't last too long.
No.
So it's more beneficial to a heel to win the money. And John Cena won, but he never won the title.
Yeah, I remember that.
So it's more beneficial for a heel to win than it is for a face to win. So we've talked about the World Heavyweight Championship. When we come back, we're going to get into the rest of the titles that will be a part of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and some interesting segments that happened on Raw with those champions. This is Anthony the Ant-Man alongside Keith Logan, the Loganator. You're listening to Ringside Rumble Radio here on Spreaker.com, free on iTunes, and now exclusively. Not exclusively, because that would only mean that we're only on that channel. But we're now on iHeartRadio. You can follow us on Facebook by searching Ringside Rumble Radio on Facebook. And, hey, This guy's not awake over here.
I'm reading.
He's sleeping. And on Twitter,
I'm trying to get back at you. I'm
follow
looking at all the Money in the Bank winners.
Twitter, at Ringside Rumble Radio. We'll be right back.
Imagine a world where bullying isn't considered a normal part of childhood.
A world where I'm not afraid to go to school.
To speak out.
To be myself.
A world where I'm not afraid to be caught alone.
Come on, punk.
We have the power to stop the bullying. Speak out.
Speak up.
Educate.
Find out what to look for and how you can make a difference at bullying.org.
Bullying is not kids being kids.
It's not about good homes or bad homes.
It's not a normal part of growing up. I shouldn't be afraid to get on the school bus.
To turn on my computer.
Or walk to my locker. Did you know that a bully will stop his or her behavior in 10 seconds when their peers speak up?
Use your voice.
Hey, leave him alone.
We have the power to stop bullying.
Find out more at bullying.org.
Bullying.org.
Where you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
Ringside Rumble Radio here on Spreaker.com. Free on iTunes and now on iHeartRadio. If you have the iHeartRadio app, you can listen to us on there as well. I want to take this time to apologize to Mr. Keith Logan because he did say Spreaker.com earlier. My mistake, my friend.
Apology accepted.
Oh, man. Also, like us on Facebook, facebook.com, and look on the search engine. Find Ringside Rumble Radio. Like our page, and follow us on Twitter at Ringside Rumble. Also, we are on SoundCloud. We usually put a couple of clips on SoundCloud. Mm-hmm. This week, we are putting our interview with the Dreamboats from last week. Great interview we had with the Dreamboats. If you didn't listen to last week's show, like I said, go on Spreaker, go on iTunes, go on iHeart, listen to us from there. But I will put the entire interview on SoundCloud for you guys to listen to. Great interview with the tag team, Miraculous Rex Bacchus and Astonishing Ace Andrews, the Dreamboats from Florida, tag team on the rise in the indie scene. And we are primed to have more wrestlers on our show, my friend.
That we
have some wrestlers in the works.
In the works. Promoters
right
in the works.
So it's going to be great to have these guys on our show, talk wrestling, get to learn a little bit about them. And
especially since a lot of them are indie wrestlers, so they don't get people to see them. But then when they listen to the show, people from all over the country, all over the world can go on YouTube and watch their matches.
I think what we should do, and I'll probably do this later on today, is we'll probably post some some promos and some matches that they've had. Mm-hmm. We'll post it on our Facebook page from YouTube. You guys can check them out from there. So I'll post a couple of Dreamboats stuff on our page later on today. You can check them out and tell us what you think. And it's always good. I know we didn't get to this question because we were running out of time, but I love finding out, some of the stories that they have. I know we got to talk with Prince Akhenaten, and he told us his story on the road with Kamala, and just hearing what goes on behind the scenes, and because it's not the same. What you think you see on TV, it's not the same like in the WWE. It's different for an independent scene. It's kind of almost more like if you ever seen The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that. I don't know if it's to that depressing because he was a wrestler in his elder stages, but just to see how the indies work and how they go to the wrestling gyms and they do their thing, their wrestlings from rec centers and stuff like that. It's just a cool thing to be a part of, and I know me and the Loganator here are planning on going to a couple of independent wrestling events in the near future, and maybe we'll try to get some interviews there and try to get to talk to some of these guys.
That would be amazing. What's on the next topic?
Well, we've talked about the heavyweight championship. A lot of stuff going around with the rest of the belts on Monday Night Raw. One thing that bothers me is they had such a good run, and I felt like it was the cap-off at Extreme Rules for the Intercontinental Championship belt, where they had that amazing, possibly match of the year with The Miz, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn, and what am I missing? I feel like I'm missing one. And Kevin Owens. Man, I drawn that blank there. But now The Miz has been off TV, and he's shooting a movie, understandably. But now he's off TV, and, the Intercontinental Championship is idle.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, if you're going to have some wrestler, superstar, whatever you want to call him, doing movies or other projects on the side, I don't think they should have the belt because it's not seen on TV. You start wondering about it, and it kind of just brings down the prestige, especially after that humongous match at Extreme Rules. And now we don't even know when he's coming back. It could be the end of the year, or it could be the end of the summer.
Well, it's not going to be that long.
Probably around SummerSlam. So
he'd have to be back. To me, he'd
I
have
would
to be
hope
back
so,
to SummerSlam.
yeah.
You can't have that title. The only one that was able to pull that off, actually two people were able to pull that off, was The Rock and Brock Lesnar. But that's it. And we didn't even like that.
No. None of these part-time wrestlers.
So it's just, I feel like it's doing a disservice to the title, and it's making the title now almost irrelevant.
Well, one title I think that they're trying to bring back the prestige, which I like, is the Rusev and Titus angle they're doing right now. I feel it's two big guys. You have Titus O'Neil, who was suspended for... He missed WrestleMania. He was suspended for, 90 days, 60 days? And then he came back, and people were wondering, what's going to happen with him? Is he going to just be buried? Is he not going to be even relevant anymore? But it's good to see that he's in a title picture now. So I think the U.S. title is a great start for him. So why not have him compete for this U.S. title? And that's what they're doing. And I think it's a great little angle they're doing right now.
I don't know if you saw this, but at the beginning of Monday Night Raw, they were doing a kind of a tribute, a moment of silence for the people that we lost in Orlando, and we send our condolences out to all those people that lost family members, friends, and it was a really tough tragedy that we're dealing with here. But if you saw WWE, at the beginning of the show, did their little tribute, and kudos to TNA, who did it as well at Slammiversary, doing their little tribute as well. I know we get on TNA a lot, but they did a great job.
And I'm sure they'll do it tonight because they're going to be live tonight on Pop Network.
Live tonight on Pop Network?
Tonight.
Wow. But tragic events, and, we send our condolences out to all the family members and friends of loved ones that they've lost. And at the beginning of, how they usually have everyone stand out there. They had Seth Rollins, John Cena, Vince McMahon, Roman Reigns, and in the front as well was Titus O'Neil. I find that interesting.
Well, he's big in Florida because I think didn't he go to Miami University, I believe, or one of the Florida universities. I'm pretty sure it's Miami, but I'll have to look into that. But he does so much charity work. You always, when you see WWE charity work, who do you see? You see Titus O'Neil.
He's on the PSAs.
Which we'll probably play after this break.
But yeah, it would be nice to see Titus O'Neil get a push. He's not getting the title.
Nah.
I mean, you don't give him the title over Rusev. Maybe they should put him against The Miz after this.
Maybe. You got to build him up a little more, I think.
Right, he does not beat Rusev. Rusev needs to continue his destruction and his push on the roster at WWE to keep getting over and over. It's kind of like a rebuilding process for Rusev almost after the year of mediocrity he was in after losing to John Cena at 31.
Yeah, and then didn't really have much to do with him. Then the whole engagement thing kind of screwed him up, I think. I don't think